Hi, everybody. This is Master Gardener Bernie DeLaNay back with another edition of It's Not Work, It's Fun. Got a couple different things I want to show you. But before I do that, I have a group along with my sister, Bobby Buds for Life, that is called, it's, that's my TV show. Fraser Family Foundation of America. We suspended our activities December 31st of 2022, but we are bringing it back. And there are some neat things that we are starting to do. And it's Fraser Family Foundation of America, or P.O. Box 2125, Wausau, Wisconsin 54402. So look for that because we'll be bringing you quite a few things in the upcoming months, plus the recording the theme song for my television show called It's Not Work, It's Fun. I hope everybody likes what they see, and I hope that you enjoy watching these because I sure enjoy doing them. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit. First of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about about the the avocado. As you can see, it is starting to split, which is a good sign. Okay, so if you spill a little bit of water, you just add some water into it. You can change the water if you want. It's okay. Sometimes I don't change. Sometimes I just let them. Got stuff going on all over the place here, folks. Okay, so as I settle in here, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was I've talked about green bell peppers before. I've actually showed them before. This, however, this particular plant right here, this is called an ornamental pepper. Okay, I want I want you to see that one. It's got an ornamental pepper on it. Now, these are older ornamental pepper plants that they are about 7 years old. I've had them for quite a while, and I've replanted the seeds on here many, many times. Okay, now, for one thing, these are ornamental peppers are peppers that you can actually eat, but they don't taste the same as a regular green bell pepper. They are going to be kind of bitter and they're going to be very spicy, but they're going to be bitter. Okay. So, one of the things that I want you to realize is that these particular plants, all right, I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can. This is what an ornamental pepper looks like. Now, they also look, let me see if I can turn this around here. And there's a couple of other things planted in here too. It's not just ornamental peppers. You can see the flower on one of them. Okay. This is what they look like when they start drying out. Okay. They pass their colors. And what I do is I save the seeds. Now, as you might be able to see here, by the way, ornamental peppers come from South America. That's where they originated. Well, then at one point, they either people brought them in and planted the seeds, or the seeds might have been carried by animals in their fur, or sometimes birds will carry seeds in their beaks and drop the seeds. That's how things spread. Believe it or not, it's not just people that actually will transplant seeds. They can be transferred. Seeds can be transferred by animals and birds too, as well. Okay, that happens. I mean, that's just the way it happens. All right, so one of the things I want you to see here, hopefully you can see this. All right, let's see, that's a freesia. I planted that one the other day, and I actually will show you what it looks like when it comes up. But right here, hopefully you can see this right here. I don't know. It's kind of a reddish color. That's part of the dried out ornamental pepper. And the seeds themselves, okay, see if I can get one here. The seeds themselves, boy, that's really tough to see. It's very, very, very tiny. I know you can see the black part. It's the white part. Hopefully you can see that. It's the white part. That's the seed. It's in the black dirt. So yeah, if you play with dirt, you're going to get dirty. At any rate, the seeds are very, very small. And I don't pick them out of the dried up pepper because they're so small, it's kind of hard to break them apart. And yes, these are ornamental pepper plants that are much older. You can see that the stems alone, these stems right here, and that stem is real thick. That's an indication this pepper plant's been around for a long time. I tend to save my seeds. And like I said, the capsicum or pepper, Capsicum annuum, is a hot pepper, but it's not really very edible. It won't kill you or anything like it's not poisonous or anything like that. But it really isn't that good to eat. It's more for looks than it is anything else. And I'm always doing stuff back here that when I make these little garden jaunt classics, I tend to do a lot of stuff while I do that. And right here, if you can see this, yeah, these are Christmas lights. They're white lights. This is a strand of Christmas lights that is only 3 feet long. They're 2.5 watts. That's all that's used, okay? One of the reasons I use Christmas lights, it's very, very low wattage. You can get a lot of extra heat. And yeah, having a Aurelia plant back down here. That's okay. It's just something that's going on. Okay, so this is how our how our avocado is doing in the water, the hydroponic. Here's a different kind of a plant light. Okay, this is 26 watts. Okay, you gotta have a specific overhead hanging light to put it in because it's got a different kind of an end. You don't just plug it in. You can't just plug it in. And I don't have that part with me right now. I have it in another part. It's someplace else. I just thought I'd show you the light bulb. This is just one of the many different kinds of light bulbs that you can buy to grow plants. As I said before, this is a strand of Christmas lights that you can buy them at Christmas time. When they go on sale, I always tend to buy a whole lot of them, mainly because they're cheaper and they're on sale at that time. During Christmas, when they first come out, they're the full price, but I wait till they're reduced and then I'll buy about 4 or 5 of them at a time. And the other thing is that you can have a strand of Christmas lights that are 10 feet long, and they'll still only be 2.5 watts. Now this, like I said, this has got to have a specific overhead hanging light. It's a different kind of a plug-in that you have to plug it into. And no, I do not have that right now with me. I have one, but it is not down here. That is 26 watts. The other one that you can do is just get a regular 8-watt bulb. They call them soft white. A regular 8-watt bulb, and stick it in and stick the plant underneath there. It'll generate some heat and it'll give you the light that you want to heat up the plant, at least during the day. Okay. Now, as I said, this is ornamental pepper. And I have other things planted in here. One of the things I have planted in here are vinca. Okay, vinca is a little tiny flower. These, up here in north central Wisconsin, these are all just house plants. Now, the green bell peppers that I talk about so often, I have those growing. I don't have any of them down here today, but I do have them. And I've showed one, I think I showed one on the very last one that last little garden jaunt classic that I did. And oh, by the way, thank you to the person that said the term to me. And I don't know if they said it because they thought about it or it just sounded kind of neat, but they brought up the term holistic gardener. They said, you might be a holistic gardener. And I said, well, where did you come up with that name? And they said, no, I just thought of it. And so, at any rate, I actually had thought of that term myself probably a day before that. So, that was confirmation to me that I should be calling myself a holistic gardener. Now, what is a holistic gardener? Well, holistic, if you think of medicinal ways of holistically doing things, then what you are doing is you are not taking medicines, which a lot of the original medicines came from plants from around the world. I always talk about aloe vera, and aloe vera has numerous vitamins in it, and they say that 1,000 uh, that one bite of an aloe vera has about 10,000 units of vitamin C. I don't know if it's that much or not, but it sure seems like it might be because I've been eating it for a long time and I just feel great. People cannot guess my age mainly because they think that they think my age is something other than what it is. So, at any rate, a holistic gardener, as far as I know, as far as I've come up with, is a person who uses holistic methods to kill the insects, kill the fungus, kill the viruses, kill the bad bacteria, and to give good decayed organic material to their plants, like, for instance, grass clippings, instead of using a lawn fertilizer. Now, a lawn fertilizer most people would not use around their vegetable plants. Okay. Somebody said to me, oh, you're just a house plant person. No, I'm not. I'm an all around gardener. I've been an all around gardener for many years, grown a lot of vegetables. As a matter of fact, I used to grow all the vegetables that I needed, and I made my own baby food when my kids were really little. This was many years ago now. I made my I made baby food for my kids. I grew it first, and then I cooked it. I prepared it, and I made jars and jars and jars of baby food. Not only potatoes, but carrots, squash, strained green peas and green beans. A few beets. I didn't really like that a whole lot. So at any rate, that's just something that people get into doing. I would buy baby food when I was kind of running out. But for my children, I made baby food for them. I grew it and I prepared it and I canned it or put it in jars. And then that was it. And then I would buy some when I needed some. Okay, now let me get to the freesia. Okay, so freesia, I planted that the other day. Okay, this one actually was planted about probably 3 months ago. This is freesia. This comes from a bulb. This is what it kind of looks like, a dead piece of grass when it first comes up. Okay, when the others come up, they'll look like that too, and then the whole thing is going to turn green. Okay, I'll pull that up there. The whole thing's going to turn green, and it'll sprout out not leaves but spikes, and that's what it looks like. So at any rate, I'm going to mix those. Hopefully, okay, there's a seed right there. Oh, maybe I can get that seed. Okay. right here. That's a better indication. That's what these ornamental pepper seeds look like. They're very, very small. They're smaller than regular green bell pepper seeds. And it's just something that looks kind of neat around Christmas time and somewhat Easter time. Now, I have Easter cactus. And trust me, they're setting their leaves and they're getting ready to bloom. I have cyclamen. They're getting ready to bloom. Now, if you're a gardener in a cold place in the wintertime, which I am, you can't garden all year round, but you can if you include your house plants and you grow stuff that most people don't grow. Like most people don't have their own avocado trees grown in their house, okay, or palm trees. And by the way, palm trees, some of these palm trees are getting super, super huge. Some of the ceilings aren't tall enough for these. I have one palm tree that I need to get it lowered down because if I don't, it's going to go right through the ceiling of the house, which is not a good thing. I don't think my husband would like that too much. Okay, so anyway, that's almost it for today. I want to leave you. Oh, by the way, it says Fraser Family Foundation of America, helping our vets one trip at a time. That's also the logo on my hat that I'm wearing. I'm going to show you that. This is the vinca flower. Those are the seeds that I have in here. I have vinca seeds in here. This is what they look like. They're tiny little flowers, and around here, they're just, you just grow them as flowers. Now, there's one more thing I want to talk about a little bit. This is called, it's not a garden stake. This is a masking, they're called masking lights. I have several of these, okay? And what you do is this, okay? So this, you put this part right here into the ground, right like this. And you take this part, this is the second part, the screws on top. I'll have to get some more of these lights. That screws on top like that. And then the actual light, which is activated by the sun, goes right in there. And I have them around the walkways so that people can see them in the summertime. You can see. And I have a few in front of some of the flower beds so that people can kind of see the flowers at nighttime. Why? It's just kind of a neat thing to do. That's all. It's really not anything that is it's not really anything that is fundamental to your property. It's just something that's kind of fun to do. That's all. I mean, it's not anything that you absolutely have to do, but it is kind of neat to see it in the summertime. So, one more time, a set of Christmas lights. This is like a 10-foot strand, and they're only 2.5 watts. That's all they draw. I got them wrapped around this big pot plant, right? You can see this leaf, right? It's a great big huge plant. It's real big. It's called a potted pittosporum. This is 26 watts. This is called a grow light, and it goes into a certain kind of a fixture, okay? And then I don't have one out right now. I didn't get one out. Just a regular soft white light bulb that is only 8 watts. And it's just something that you can do for yourself to make it through the long winter months. Some people who watch this don't have long winter months. Some people who watch this have shorter winter months than I do. And some people have longer ones. Some people have summer almost all year long. There's just one little bit of sage advice that I want to pass on to you before I go. And I bet whoever's watching this has experienced someone being jealous of you. And I've got one question for you. Did you ask them to be jealous of you? Because my guess is you probably didn't. Just think about that one for a while. If you notice people are jealous of you for one reason or another, turn around, walk away. It's no good to stay around them. They'll always be jealous, unless, of course, they change their own minds. And they're only going to do that by themselves. I'm Master Gardener Bernie Delaunay. Until next time, be green, and remember, it's not work. It's fun. Bye-bye.